Hey YouTube, Hickory Stick back with you again. Been a little while since I've did a video, I know, but it's Saturday afternoon. I've got 2 racks of ribs and a roast on the smoker. They're about 3/4 of the way done, and I just thought I'd do a real quick video. Catch y'all up on some things. So if we walk out here to my truck, yeah, that's what I own right there. Look in the back, well, that's a 5th wheel hitch. And the reason why there's a 5th wheel hitch in the back of my truck is because we went out and bought a 5th wheel. If you remember the last video I made, I had just bought a tractor. Well, we decided we wanted a 5th wheel. We had a little bumper pull, and we were just overflowing out of the thing, and we needed something bigger. So we went and bought a 5th wheel. And the point behind this video is, when I was looking at 5th wheel hitches, I was looking at these Curts. And all my life, everybody that I have been associated with has ran Reese hitches. Well, my Nissan has a factory puck system in it. And Reese does not make a hitch that will integrate with the factory puck system on my truck. But Curt did. So I was looking at these Curt hitches. Well, when I got to researching them online, nobody has any kind of reviews or anything about them online. And you know, I did not intend for my channel to be a review channel, but if I find something interesting that I want to do a review on, I will do one. And this is one of those things. This Curt hitch is way nicer than any Reese hitch I have ever seen. Curt has 3 series. They have an E series, which is their economy. They have a Q series, and they have the A series. Their A series hitch is considered their top of the line hitch, and it has their best warranty. This thing has a lifetime warranty with it. The difference between the A and the Q is in how they ride and how the hitch, the kingpin connector, rides in the hitch base. The A series has a 2-axis setup. It's got this axis here that it can pivot left and right, and then it has this axis here that it can pivot forwards and backwards. On the Q series hitch, the Q series has a radial bearing that has a shaft that sits down in this radial bearing, and it can rotate in any direction. It's kind of 6 to 1, half dozen of the other between the two as far as the quality of them goes, and it's really personal preference. The reason why I wanted the A16 was because the A16 has a little bit more rigidity and is a little bit stronger of a hitch than the Q series. That bearing in the Q series is not quite as strong as the 2-axis design that the A has. So I wanted to go with that. Curt makes this hitch in an A16, an A20, and an A24. Like I said in the beginning, this is the finest hitch that I have ever personally been associated with. The one knock that I will give it is it has some spots, if it gets scuffed a little bit, where it's got a little surface rust building. That's the only knock that I have against the hitch. Other than that, this hitch is wonderful. It's got these big, heavy neoprene bushings in it on each axis. It has an easy disassembly system. You pull this pin right here, and you can pull that big pin out the back right there, and the entire head will lift up out of the frame. I really like that. It significantly lightens the hitch and the frame when you want to take it out of the truck. It's a good feature in my opinion. The lever works great. All you do is you pull this lever out when it's in the locked position over here. You pull it out, you slide it back, it unlocks it. It's an automatic relock. You back into this thing, click, it's going to lock forward. You just drop your pin in, is all you got to do. It's also got this nice feature right here, which shows you whether it's locked in the couple position, the toe position, or the uncoupled position. That's a really nice feature if you had an 8-foot bed truck and you could actually see it. My 6.5-foot bed truck can't see that when I'm trying to back up. But you know what? It's still a nice feature. This works with my factory puck system for my Nissan. Curt makes one, and Demco also makes one that will work. This is a very, very simple, simplistic system. I think it works really great. It's really strong. This base will handle 20,000 pounds. All you do is you flip these two in. Well, take it loose. You flip these two out. You turn this, and the whole thing lifts up. And it just utilizes the ball hole and the two safety chain holes. Great setup. So I found this hitch used, but new in box on Facebook Marketplace, about 2.5 hours drive from me, for $500. And normally they sell for about between $1,200 and $1,400, depending upon who you buy it from. But I got a really good deal on it. I of course snatched it up. I found it one night. I drove and got it the next day. So $500, couldn't beat that deal. This was an older model hitch. The guy had it sitting around a couple of years, and it had M14 bolts that bolts this part, the frame of the hitch itself, to the base. There were two M14 bolts on each side, and they were grade 5s. Now I read that since this hitch was manufactured, that Curt has started supplying grade 8 bolts. Well, I didn't like those M14 grade 5s. I thought they were weak, and they were too small in my opinion. So I probably voided my lifetime warranty on the frame, but you know what? My peace of mind is more important to me than this lifetime warranty, because look at this thing. It's not going to break. So what I did was I bought 4 5/8 inch grade 8 bolts at Tractor Supply, and I drilled the holes out, match drilled the holes to 5/8, and then torqued them down. They torqued down to 100 foot-pounds. So I got them all torqued down. That and the little bit of surface rust is the only knocks I have against this hitch. Other than that, this is a great hitch. It tows wonderfully. It unhooks and hooks great. I love this hitch. It is an excellent hitch. It is extremely well made. It is heavy though. You're not going to take this hitch in and out of this bed by yourself. You're going to have somebody helping you to lift this thing in and out. But it is solid, and it is made in the USA, which is a big thing for me, a big plus for me. So it's a great hitch. On one side note also, my truck did not have a 7-pin plug in the bed. It's got one on the bumper, but it did not have one in the bed. I don't know why. Don't ask me why. Nissan, I will say this, Nissan made several mistakes when they built this truck. I love this truck. I ignore the mistakes that were made, but they did make several mistakes. One of the things that they did do is they built a truck with a gooseneck hitch, a factory installed gooseneck hitch, with no 7-pin plug in the bed. How stupid is that? Just ignorant. So I wanted to install one because I quickly got tired of pulling my tailgate off and running it down to the bumper. So I installed one. I went out and bought a Curt system. Now Curt makes one. There it is right there. Curt makes one. A setup that is really nice. In my opinion, it's as nice as this hitch. And the way it works is you unplug from your factory plug down here on your bumper. You unplug from there, you plug your factory harness into the Curt, you plug the Curt harness into your factory plug on your bumper, and the Curt harness splits the wires and has a 7-foot long wire that runs up and puts you a plug in your bed. Now, a word to the wise, if you have a 2018 Titan XD and you want to use that system, if you pull up on Curt's website that wiring harness kit for a 2018 Titan XD, it is going to try to sell you a 10-foot harness, and that's going to be the only thing that is listed. 10-foot harness would be 40 miles too long for it. So if you step back and you pull up and you search for the harness for a 2017, it will pull up a 7-foot harness. It says it is incompatible with the 2018. That is not correct information. Curt needs to fix that on their website. The harness for the 17 is exactly the same as the harness for the 18, except you can buy the 7-foot harness. The 7-foot harness is perfect. It ran from my bumper right along here, ran right up in there, was perfect length, just right. So I hope this helps somebody out that's looking at this stuff, because like I said, I could not find another review video on here. Review videos are not something that I do. This may not be the greatest review video, but maybe it'll give you some information that you're looking for. Haven't been doing a lot of videos recently for my subscribers. It's really hot, y'all. I ain't felt like getting out there and reloading and going out and shooting. I mean, you step out on the porch and you start pouring sweat. So I have not felt like doing any reloading and shooting. Besides that, I've been preoccupied with gardening, and now we bought this camper. I've been preoccupied with camping. So y'all bear with me. My folks that's wondering when's he going to do any more reloading videos, because that's primarily what the channel's about. Y'all bear with me. When the weather cools off again, we will be back to reloading full blast. So until then, y'all have a good one.